You know, the thing is, I think you have to organize yourself. It's not about what you're doing. It's about what you're being. You know, we all do a multitude of things. But because we're very anchored in consciousness and we're giving all the time, we're full of energy. And I think you're spending too much time thinking. But it's good to be clear about what's your principal focus. Like, be clear. And then dedicate your time to that. You know, you have this thing where you think you might be missing out on something. And it's not true. You need to focus 100% and be excellent in the things you decide to do. Or else you're dispersed and you're doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And that's exhausting because you cannot be excellent. Okay, so you have to get clear. I want to do this, this and this. I'm going to dedicate this, this and this. I'm going to unify. I'm going to get exercise. I'm going to look after myself and not get lost in the doing. And then you'll feel great. You know, but always do everything 100%. You know, if you're going to do it 100%. Don't do a little bit of everything. Because it's like a potpourri then. And you don't know what's in it. Yes? Good.
Hola. I want to ask you how to choose something different, something that we don't know, of fighting, of being afraid, to choose something different. And in that moment it's hard to see, come with clarity. How is the choosing something different and let go?
You just have to make a decision. It's not that you can't see. You can see. But you have to choose to do something different. If you're a fighter, you have to make a decision. I will not fight. I don't care if I'm right, if I'm wrong, if it's fair, if it's unjust. I am choosing not to fight, to be present and to trust. And then you start to break these cycles. You know, everyone knows how they are to a point, no? You know, I'm always passive. I always feel like a victim. I'm always aggressive. I'm always demanding everyone does everything. And they're extremes, no? But you're conscious of them. You're conscious of your personality and the things that take you into a place of suffering. And this is what you have to let go of. When I fight, I suffer. When I'm passive and I abandon myself, I suffer. So you have to see clearly what happens and do something radically different. You know, if you're contracted, that's the new word of the week, I think. I'm contracted. Just surrender to it. Just surrender to it. That's it. You'll expand. I'm so sick in this moment. But you can't tell, can you? I'm literally standing here dying. I can't breathe. I've got the flu. My head's going ka-boom, ka-boom, ka-boom. But you can't tell, can you? No, because I just choose to ignore it. And I took a lot of medicines, huh?
Lately, I feel that my personality sometimes goes against because it's very strong And not long ago, I went to live to a little town of 500 people. I didn't do anything according to me, but I don't have a bad intention. They don't like me, and I didn't do anything for that. It was hard to process this. I didn't. People didn't like me, and it was hard for me. It was not that I wanted to do something wrong, but it's my personality. I unify. I try to give, but there arrives a point I think that my personality goes against me.
You've always had this circle. You never embrace your power. You don't have to change. You're perfect exactly as you are. It's an idea in your head, so you can suffer. And that judgment you see externally. Oh, they don't like me. I'm too strong. Just forget it. Just forget it. And have fun. And stop begging for love. Because that's what it is. Why don't you like me? I'm really sweet. I promise I'm sweet, really. I'm 6 foot tall, and I've got a temperament like a volcano. Yeah, I'm sweet. You don't have to worry. You know, you're so powerful, so wonderful, so giving. Always looking after the environment, always giving to everyone. You're absolutely fabulous. And people don't understand that. You know, it makes them feel insecure. But it doesn't mean they don't like you.
Hi, Isha. 3 months ago, I had a bad experience with my food, way of eating and alcohol. For my when I finished school and I lost my party, finishing school. And since then I punish myself and I continue thinking in that and I cannot overcome it.
What did you do? You got drunk and lost the party.
And I didn't eat because I wanted to be thin.
How old are you?
18.
Well, that's normal. Okay, now you see that doesn't work. So stop now. That's all. We all do those things. We all do stupid things. We all want to be anorexic and popular and all that rubbish. It's normal. Just forget it. But learn. And stop beating yourself up. Why are you beating yourself up?
Because I feel impotent that I lost the party of the finishing of school. And I prepared myself so much for that. And it was a lot of effort that I just ruined, and it was something I had a big expectation with.
It was a great thing because you learnt something important. And you can't do that anymore. But stop regretting it. I'm sure you're not the only one. No. Well, you don't know. Okay, stop. Just stop. Love creates me my perfection. And remember that experience. And don't do it anymore. You know, we all do stupid things where we're not loving ourselves, where we're not taking care of ourselves. But we learn from those experiences. And that's all we can do. It's not about beating yourself up. So you need to express, move all the stress, and let it go. It's not important.
Hi, my question is about work. I work in selling since long ago. I feel moved by this. But I feel I'm not doing what really connects me. It's good. Financially, it's a good thing. But I think by focusing in the responsibilities I have, I'm going towards I'm not feel connected, and I don't know how to handle that. I want to do something that will fulfill me and will be passionate about, besides giving money. And I don't know how to find that integration.
Okay. So, joy, integrity, it's internal. And once you have that, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's what you take into that. I don't know what you're selling, and I don't know if you're in integrity, or you feel like you're out of integrity. I don't know. Is that what you feel? Or you just feel like you're wasting your time?
I don't feel passionate and connected. I do my work well, but I don't feel...
Okay, I understand.
Entiendo.
Okay, nothing external is going to fill you up. Nothing external. I'll tell you about myself. Everything I did, I was passionate about. Everything. I was successful. Everything. I wasn't complete in myself. There was always something missing. And when I found that, it didn't matter what I did, because I was naturally giving and full of love and passion. So you have to find it internally. Because this is the big illusion. People think if I change my partner, change my country, change my job, change my nose, I'm going to be happy. But if you're not happy, it doesn't matter what you change, you won't feel complete. So you have to feel complete within yourself. And this is the big secret. Everyone's looking externally, but completion's internal. And that's what this system's for. And we all get to that point in our lives. What am I doing? And it doesn't matter what you're doing. You might be a surgeon, saving lives all day. You might be a famous actress. You might be a gardener. You might be the best mother in the world. But until you have it internally, you don't feel complete. And this is the truth. So you're in the right place.
I work in a family land.
Yay.
I breed horses and cows. And I love what I do. And everything developed very naturally for me to handle that. We are 3 sisters, and I'm very passionate about. The other ones are not interested. And I feel fulfilled and happy. It's my life mission. But I love the animals too much. So I suffer when the animals go to the corral and the people push them and beat them. I choose the horses that we buy, no? And I go and I look and this and the other. And at home they say, well, some horses that work. I don't let them use the pinchy things. So I wonder. The cow goes there and the carrots here. No, I think it must be afraid, doesn't know what happens. Is that normal?
You have to stop judging yourself. You're judging yourself. My gauchos do exactly what I say. Exactly. And I'm nice with them. But you have to stop judging yourself. Firstly, you have to be clear about what you want. Secondly, you have to be clear with your workers. But you also have to be open to listen to them. Because maybe you're at the other extreme. And you have to find a middle path. And they have to feel that you're not pushing them down. You have to have the intelligence to make them feel important. Firstly, they're Latin men. And secondly, you're this little girl thing. Like chiquitita, no, love the bull, kiss the bull. They're like, ugh. So you have to be clear. And you have to stop judging yourself. And you also have to respect them. Because possibly there's some things they know more than you. Yeah? Is that clear now? But you have to anchor. And you can't keep suffering. You get clear, and that's it. Yeah?
In one of your movies, you talk about surrender. Surrender when you are falling, and you surrender completely. I imagine it's when you go letting go of things, life is taking them away from you. So you get down bottom and suddenly you say, I don't know where else to go, I don't know what to do, I surrender to whatever is. How you can start again to come up?
Okay, so surrender comes from love. It's not about abandonment or sacrifice. It's the opposite. It's trust and joy. That's it. I don't understand this coming up again.
Once you touch bottom, how you emerge?
But it's not bottom. Because it's eternal. But it's more love, more love. You're confusing surrender with abandonment. Or just, giving up. But surrender comes from love, comes from joy, comes from a trust in something much more powerful that's within you. And the more you surrender, more power emerges. Consciousness is a power. Love is power. And it comes from the heart. So that just keeps growing. Yeah? It's not about just throwing everything away and then trying to rebuild your life. It's not what I mean. Yeah. Gracias.
Now, after doing my 6 months, and I had in 2018 the most extraordinary experience of my life, that it was to come to help the teachers to prepare the 6 months group. And there I had the experience of living in a perpetual consciousness. And it was really to be continuous surrender and feeling that my consciousness was, and were coming the kids, and it was like, I touched the heavens. So my objective is not enlightenment. I knew that my objective is perpetual consciousness. But I go back home, and that
No, it
disperses a little
doesn't
bit.
disperse. It's just that you have a bit of a contraction. But you will stabilize it. And it will become perpetual. It's pretty close. Don't worry about it. You know, maybe here you get a bit exalted. You're always experiencing peace and joy, no? It's always there. No matter what's happening on the surface. Well,
Absolutely.
you're in perpetual consciousness. It'll keep growing. Keep growing. Never stops growing.